or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
This fall, the ballpark isn't closing for the season. It's waking up. Step beyond the gates and into Fright Nights at the Field. An immersive haunted experience where the roar of the crowd has been replaced by whispers in the dark. Wander through twisted tunnels, ghost-lit corridors, and the stadium itself. Now home to the things that never left. Live scare actors, movie-quality sets, heart-racing encounters around every corner. The game is over, but the nightmare has just begun. Fright Nights in the Field. Dare to play after dark.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio.
Broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
It's 9 o'clock.
You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3.
Right now, the world radio premiere of the new single from Baron Kismo. This is called Easy.
Hey, this is Mark Winters out on the Good Vibes Highway Tour, hanging out in Manchester, New Hampshire with Matt Connarton, 95.3 FM WMNH, having a blast and hanging out.
Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Of course, streaming everywhere. MattConnarton.com/live for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Saturday, October 4th. Wow, already well into October. Well, a few days in. But time goes quick as we plunge into fall. But I am not alone.
Good morning, sunshine.
Jenny is here at the news table.
I am president and accounted for, and I'm looking at a blue screen.
Oh, no, your computer's giving you trouble? Well, all right.
I'm present.
Yes. And joining us live in studio today, let me get that mic up. Singer-songwriter Mark Winters is here. Hello, Mark.
What's shaking, Matt?
Welcome to the program.
I'm loving it here. It's so beautiful in the area. And I have to say, I really love the tagline, Unleashed, for your show. That's pretty awesome. There's got to be a good story behind that.
Well, yeah, you know what it was? So back when I started, because I started it as a podcast in 2011, and then in 2017, I had the opportunity to bring the show here to WMNH. Been here ever since. But originally it was just, I called it Unleashed because I was used to being a co-host on other people's shows. And now I'm starting my own show. So it's going to be where I'm just going to do, whatever, say whatever opinions I have, etc. And people can like it or lump it. I'm going to be truly unleashed.
I love that. Unleashed.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I'm in the same boat. I'm all about the positive vibes.
Yes.
Most singer-songwriters are a little more moody than I am. And
Yeah.
so I have to control how much I unleash all my positive energy,
Right. You're currently on. How long is your tour? You're going all over the place, right?
65 days of awesomeness.
Okay.
The Good Vibes Highway Tour, headed east out of Houston, Texas, down the Gulf Coast, and then up the eastern seaboard, up into Canada, and then back down through the central U.S. to Texas.
Okay. Wow. Where do you live?
Based in Houston, Texas.
You're based in Houston. Okay. Yeah. Is this your first big tour, like going as far as you are?
It's my second. So spring of this year, I did a West Coast tour. First time going out that direction as well, and kind of learned the whole tour culture and how to be on an extended tour. This is the second one that I'm doing here in the fall, and loving being out on the road, loving sharing the energy with everyone that I meet. It's an amazing way to see the United States.
Yeah, no doubt. We're glad you're here. Well, so you've got your guitar, and you're going to play in a couple minutes, but I think we're going to play this. This is the new single, right? Man in the Sky?
Man in the Sky, yes. It's about one of my daily rituals. I wake up in the morning with a cup of coffee. I love to watch the sunrise. I love to be out camping in nature. It helps me set my mind right for the day before I turn my TV on or before I watch my phone or anything else. And I get a certain pep, a pick-me-up in my step if I start my day that way. And the track and the vibes and the lyrics are all about just enjoying that fresh moment,
Yeah, outstanding. All right, so let's play this. This is called Man in the Sky, and this is Mark Winters.
Sky is my guide, painted pastel ribbon in my mind, somewhere in the clouds, calling me out. Look up, look in, look out, the journey is all around. Oh, even when the clouds are passing by, always talking to the man
That is Man in the Sky. And that is Mark Winters. And we have Mark Winters here with us live in studio on this Saturday. Great track. Very, very catchy. I love all the music you sent us. And we have another song, too, that we're going to play at the end of our segment today, another great studio track. But before we go any further, too, for those who are watching online on your platform of choice, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or we even stream on LinkedIn. But I want to show off for the camera this rubber bracelet, or what's the term?
It's a wristband.
Wristband, thank you. I was blanking on the name. So tell us about this. So it says, think like a proton, always positive, which I really like. And it's got your name on it, of course, Mark Winters.
Yes.
So good branding. But yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm my undergraduate degree's in aerospace engineering. I took a left turn at Albuquerque and became an artist instead, but I did practice for a little bit. And my brain has always lived in both the world of poetry and science. Mm-hmm. And so when I think about the world, a lot of times I think through both of those lenses. And when I rolled out, the glass was always like half full for me. I always see the world in a positive way. When I meet people, I look for the good in them. Mm-hmm. When I sit in a songwriting circle, I look for the best of everyone to try and combine it together. I've always had that sort of positive view of the world.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me not to put it in my lyrics.
Yeah.
And so when I show up to play a show somewhere, my goal is to create more positive energy for everyone who's attending a show for me. And if I've done that, then I've had a great day.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've contributed to the universe. And my grandma will be proud of me for making the world a little brighter.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Can you tell us, too, a little bit more about your background? And by the way, so I am someone who, Jenny was talking earlier about how she's not good at things like math and science. I'm the same way. Although Jenny's better at math than she realizes because she does that amazing macrame. And I always say, what's that? It is math.
Not math.
It is math. It's
not math to me. It's not.
It's geometry. Am I right?
Geometry. It's applied physics. It
yes.
is. It is.
Yeah. See.
I stand corrected.
So there you go. There you go. An expert is
physics master Jenny.
Yes. So she's incredible at doing that. But like I can't. I was always math and science were always very hard for me in school. I excelled more with reading, comprehension, and writing and things like that. And history I was good at, but math and science I was always terrible at. But what is it that so obviously you're really good at those things, but what is it that brought you into music? And because you're doing this as your full-time career now, right?
It's my thing. It's my vibe.
Yeah.
So in 2011, I wanted to do something musical. I never had done anything artistically. My grandmother, when I was 5, had taught me to write poetry.
Okay.
And so my whole life I've been writing poetry, which is amazing. I think that created the sort of juxtaposition in my brain of all these thoughts because mm-hmm. I started with her. My inclination was math and science. And so in 2011, I put it on the list. I'm going to do it. I bought a guitar from a local guitar shop. And on the sly, I learned to play a song for my wife for our anniversary.
Okay.
And I thought, 3 months is plenty of time to go from nothing, like no musical experience, to performing a song for my wife.
Yeah.
Which was quite a bit to bite off, I find out later. But the guitar shop guy was really cool. And I used to get my daughter to sit in the foyer with me and practice while my wife was out working to get ready for the performance. And then we went out to dinner at our favorite place for our anniversary. And I said, I forgot something in the car. And I went back and got my guitar, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
So she had no idea.
She had no idea.
Wow.
I had a guitar. I had nothing. It was all right on the spot.
Yeah.
A nice little intimate place. Everybody, the whole crowd that was there pulled their chairs around, made a little audience. And I had a giant anniversary card because I couldn't remember the lyrics and the chords all at the same time.
Yeah.
And my daughter had helped me bedazzle it. And so, a long-winded way to say, when I performed that song for her, it was so amazing, so emotional. The connection. When I write poems for someone, it's personal. When I read it to them, it's more personal.
Yeah.
When I sang, it was like, this is what I meant to do.
Yeah.
And so from that moment forward, I became obsessed, my wife would say, with teaching myself music. So I bought a bunch of online music courses online, taught myself to write music and read music and compose. And along the way, I put a cover band together, and I found, I guess I didn't write at first. The cover band, I just wanted to play some shows with them.
Yeah.
And I found as I was singing other people's words, they wouldn't say what I wanted to say.
Interesting.
And so I started changing the lyrics.
Oh, no kidding.
And my wife was like, you can't change the lyrics.
Right.
I'm like, well, that's what I want to say.
Right.
And that led me to writing my own stuff in 2018. And I put my first album out in 2019. Started touring behind that. And, of course, COVID, like everyone else, kind of interrupted that whole experience. And so when COVID was happening, I went online because I wrote a 4-piece rock band format for my first album, soft rock.
Yeah.
And when I went online and started doing charity fundraisers, Zoom ticketed charity fundraisers to learn how to be a singer-songwriter proper.
Yeah.
And rearranged all my music and started writing in that lane. And I haven't looked back. It's been amazing.
Wow.
I just love the journey that I'm on and the people I get to meet. It's
music theory must have been pretty easy for you, right?
It's very mathematical.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. There's a very mathematical element. The heart, believe it or not, the instrumental part was fairly. Yeah, I'm pretty dexterous, and so I play sports and whatever else. And so between the math and the hand-eye coordination, the instrument part was much easier.
Yeah.
The vocal part, I had no reference.
Okay.
And so I didn't even sing in choir, right? I did
really,
nothing, right? And so just learning to control your voice is such a whole other experience.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest journey. And I got a vocal coach in Houston, and that helped me a ton.
Okay.
It's really much easier to learn from someone else.
Yeah.
Vocals, yeah.
Vocals, your voice, that's the one instrument where some people, for whatever reason, they just can do it without even, I've met so many people who it's like, oh, did you take lessons? And they say no, they're just able to do it. You know what I mean? I've always been very gelled. I'm a bass player, and I can sing. Like, I'm not a bad harmony singer. I can kind of find the octave and lock in, but on my own, I get lost. And I went through 3 different vocal coaches, and nobody could get me to where I wanted to be with it.
Yeah, it's its own journey, and I found you got to put your 10,000 steps in, and so if you didn't grow up singing in church and choir and whatever, then you got to put that time in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so as I've become more experienced as a vocalist, it's much more intuitive now for me. I sing in a trio back home, and I sing harmonies.
Nice. Yeah.
And so, and the lady I sing with is very well trained and very precise. And so all the people around you start pushing you to develop your skill.
Yep.
And I'd say now it's a lot more intuitive. When I pick up a song to write, or pick up a guitar to write a song, it's very easy for me to sort of craft a melody now on the fly, where 2 years ago it was much more difficult. So
really? Yeah.
It's becoming intuitive,
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm dying to hear you play live. You want to play something live for us?
Let's do it. Let's talk about one of those science meets philosophy juxtapositions.
Okay.
I'm going to break through some boundaries with you guys with a song called Boundary Layer. Computational fluid dynamics has boundary layer theory in it, and particle theory. Particles approaching an object in a fluid slow down when they get near the object, and then they accelerate in a new direction, kind of like the philosophy of breaking through a boundary in your own life. So let's rock and roll with some boundary layer.
All right, Mark Winters live in studio.
I can see what I need. I'm soaring faster and higher, breaking through, I believe in me. We find our limits when we're young, slowing down before we've begun. They tell me I'm too small to play and that I don't look like them at all. Where can I find the strength in me to break my boundaries and make me see? Pushing at supersonic speed, I can see what I need. I'm soaring faster and higher, breaking through, I believe in me. Here we go now. get a job and find a life. Listen to everyone's advice. They tell me I'm too old to change and that I need to rearrange my mind. Where can I find the strength in me to break my boundaries and make me see? Pushing at the supersonic speed, I can see what I need. I'm soaring faster and higher, breaking through, I believe in me. Here we go. Bring some love along the way, keep my humble mind at play. Boundary layers are just a test, they give the strength to be my best. Bring my circle up with me, feel the love and loyalty. Boundary layers are just a test, they give the strength to be my best. Pushing at the supersonic speed, I can see what I need. I'm soaring faster and higher, breaking through, I believe in me, yeah. Pushing at the supersonic speed, I can see what I need. I'm soaring faster and higher, breaking through, I believe in me.
Very nice, very nice. If you're just joining us, we have Mark Winters here with us, live in studio. He's on a tour, and he is in the area. That's what is that song called again?
It's called Boundary Layer.
Boundary Layer. Mm-hmm. Very good. So where are you in your tour in terms of like what did you play last night somewhere?
I did. I played down in Pennsylvania last night.
Okay.
And then the night before I was in New York. So I'm in week number four. Week number 4 of a 65-day tour.
Yeah.
Having a great time, like a little inchworm, about 300 miles a day I drive, and then I drop my trailer in a national park or state forest and play a show and come back and get up in the morning and do the thing again. It's amazing.
And then where do you go after here? Where's your...
I'm headed to Maynard. I'm playing at a festival this afternoon.
Excellent.
And then from there, I go to Maine for a 2-day break to visit my dad. He lives in Ogunquit.
Okay.
So I'm going to hang out, walk the marginal way, and recharge a little bit, and then I'm off into Canada.
Oh, nice. How many dates do you have up there?
I have five shows in Canada.
Outstanding. Yep. Wow. Oh, that's great. That's great. So what's been, has anything been a surprise to you doing that? Because you said this is the first tour that you've done of this size, right? This many dates?
Yeah, so spring I did the same number of days.
Okay.
And so kind of learned a little bit of the tour culture. I think for me, it's been so amazing to get out of the echo chamber of Houston. You get stuck in a situation and an environment, and your brain, I think, stops growing and thinking. And so I think getting out on the West Coast was amazing for me. And you don't really know how your music is landing with people. I mean, all the streaming and TikTok and YouTube and, the interaction you get, is not as rich. And what I found when I was on the West Coast was, first of all, there's a lot of people who are science nerds, closet science nerds, who really are vibing with my music, which is really cool.
Excellent.
And then I found the whole positive energy element. Mm-hmm. There were so many people who came out to see a show for the positive energy experience. Mm-hmm. And they heard me on the radio, like on your show. They came out to a show for me. I remember the first time that happened to me was in New Mexico. I was in Ruidoso. It was a beautiful city. And a couple drove 3 hours. They heard me on the radio. They drove 3 hours. They're like, we got a lot of bad stuff going on in our life right now.
Yeah.
And we wanted an evening of positive energy. Mm-hmm. And I was so touched. Wow. 3 or 4 of the couples heard me on the same radio station and came out for that same experience. And it was 10 days into my tour on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And it told me I'm in the right place.
Yep.
I'm doing what I need to be doing, right, in this world.
Yeah.
And I've still got goosebumps because I had so many experiences like that along my West Coast tour.
Yeah.
I was just on fire the whole time.
Yeah.
My wife asked me, she's like, she comes out a week out of each month I tour. And she says, this is a lot. You're up every day early. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got all this stuff in email, everything else. It's a lot. She said, how do you do it? I'm like, I'm so fulfilled.
Yeah.
By the people I meet and the experiences I'm having.
Yeah.
And the fact that my music is really making a difference in the world.
Yes.
It's no effort.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth every effort.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything that's really kind of surprised you or challenges that maybe you didn't expect that you've run into, because it's not easy what you're doing. It's like your wife said, it is a lot and it's fulfilling. So it's a lot in a good way, right? In a positive way, but it is a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So I had never pulled a trailer before.
Yeah.
And so there was I rented a few and tried it out and kind of got the sizing and everything the way I wanted it and whatever, but I had never been out in the snow and the mountains and whatever. So there was a whole lot to learn about being cold in Canada or in the northern United States in the mountains that I didn't know how to. I didn't even bring warm clothes with me on the tour. I had to stop at Walmart and buy some sweatshirts and whatever.
No kidding.
And then as a musician, you don't really know your music until you've been in so many rooms where the sound is just off. They've got the EQ on the monitor weird. You got all these weird things happen. You can't hear yourself. You can't hear anything. I remember I played a rock venue. They're trying to develop a songwriter night.
Yeah.
And they had the vocals compressed so much. There was no dynamics, and they had the frequencies super tight. You couldn't hear your overtones or anything. There was like nothing. And so I found I was very challenged to hear myself, right? And you really have to learn. You're in a big crowd. It's super noisy. How do you continue to hear yourself properly as a musician?
Yeah.
Right. That was a hard lesson. It took me about maybe 4 weeks into my West Coast tour before I had played enough rooms that I learned the thing.
Yeah.
And then something I'm still learning. How do you read a room? So a friend of mine is a brilliant songwriter from the Houston area, Ken Gaines. When I first started off as a songwriter, I asked if I could just follow him around for a few of his shows. He's very regionally successful, and just watch what he does. And he took me under his wing for 3 shows, and he told me his set list in advance, and he said, but I'm going to change it. And I'm going to change the intro and the outro and the story based on the room. I'm like, how do you do that?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he's playing the show, and then he would stop in the show and he'd say, Mark, this is for you. And he would make a change.
Huh.
He wouldn't tell anybody else what he was doing. This is for you, and I knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, okay, I got to know my music that well, right, to be professional.
Yeah,
right? To be accomplished.
Yeah.
And so I'm still learning how to do that. I think it's just a journey, that I'll probably be on forever, just learning how to read a room and land the story and music in a way that's gonna serve the room and the song the best.
Yeah. No, that's that makes sense, and that is something you kind of that's not something anyone can. It's not something you can read in a book how to do that. It's the only way.
I wish you could, man. I wish you could read it in a book.
Yeah, the only way. Yeah, really, the only way you can learn is by doing, and it can be tricky. Yeah.
I wish it was a journeyman process. That would be great if I could just tack on to a touring guy who's a graybeard who could show me around. And teach me some of those things. But that's just not a part of a music program that I'm aware of. Anyway,
I think that aspect is especially challenging when you're, a solo act, right? Just you and a guitar, because if you're in a band, there's a certain comfort to that and a safety in that, safety in numbers, no matter what the room is, you're up there with 3 other guys or 4 other guys or whatever the configuration is, right?
Yes.
But when it's just you're vulnerable, right? It's just you with the guitar. And you got to figure out how to read that room. When you're in a band, you kind of don't care. It's like, we do what we do, right?
Yeah.
But when it's just you, there's that added pressure of you really got to sell this.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing I had to learn, I'm all about positive energy, and I can share a million stories, touching stories. But I have a few songs that are very personal, and I'm not used to like being super vulnerable when I'm performing.
Yeah.
And so another thing that I've had to learn, is stories are meant to be shared. I have a song, my grandmother, my poetry pal, who's no longer with me, but super influential in my life. I wrote a song because I continue to hear her voice talking to me and encouraging me. And it's original, real. It's her telling me things. I'm not sure where she's coming from. But I get so emotional when I sing that song and I tell the story, and it touches so many people in the crowd when I do that.
Yeah.
And they come up afterwards and tell me, hey, that song, your voice, I can hear someone from my life that's no longer with me.
Yeah.
And so learning how to be vulnerable is something I'm learning still. I have some more personal songs. I'm scared to play them live. They're going to come out on an album that's coming up next year.
Yeah.
But I'm scared to play them live because they're sort of raw emotions, you know?
Yeah.
And but I got to learn. I've got to learn to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you want to play another live one for us?
I will. I will do that. So this song is it's a song called Signal. It's all about being aware of the energy that you're putting out in the world and the energy that you're taking in from other people. Like we're all little radio stations, you know?
Yeah.
And I like to think about my channel being sort of the positive energy channel. And have friends who live on both ends of the spectrum, which helped me write the song, right? Because no matter how good or bad you are, other people's signals affect you and your perspective on life for that day and in that moment. The single. This is called Signal.
All right.
Waves washing out from me, sending round my energy. Sometimes bright and shimmering, sometimes dark and stifling. Crashing into the walls and floors, seeping into your minds and more. Should I keep spewing random feelings? No, I should focus my mind on healing. Taking it in and putting it out. I should clear up any lingering doubts. I'm gonna dial in my signal and make it a dream. Make it my positive scream. Dial in my signal. Hey! Make it a dream, make it my positive scream. Change my mind to create a layer. Intensity's fine if your heart is there. Radiating the thoughts you want the most. It's a powerful, purposeful piece of prose. Reading the vibes back from within. I can tell if what I'm putting out should get back in. Not by accident should I send the negative. Bring out the best and share that narrative. I'm taking it in and putting it out. I should clear up any lingering doubts. I'm gonna dial in my signal and make it a dream. Make it my positive scream. Dial in my signal and make it a dream. Make it my positive scream. vibes from those around you? Are you catching the meaning in your mind? Is it helping you live and smile, or do you need to turn that dial? I'm gonna dial in my signal and make it a dream. Make it my positive scream. Dial in that signal and make it a dream. Make it my positive scream.
Outstanding. Mark Winters is here with us live in studio. If you are just joining us, it is Matt Connarton Unleashed. And if you are listening live, of course, today is Saturday, October 4, 2025, as we are in our first hour and starting out with some great positivity from Mark Winters. So excellent. So when you do this, when you play live, do you ever have anyone join you, or is it always you, or? Because you mentioned back in Houston, there's someone you perform with, right?
Yeah. So I have I've been on an amazing musical journey, and I've met so many amazing people in the production of my albums and such. And I met a really good friend of mine now, Mr. Michael Shanks, about a year and a half ago, and he was just coming back in from Spain. He was in. They're studying at Berkeley. He's an amazing guitar player and just an amazing human being. He and I were talking with a producer that was working on a song for me. And so he and I started playing. When he was there, I just loved his energy. And I said, hey, when you're actually back in town, you want to hang out together, maybe play a few songs. Next thing you know, we struck up a great friendship. I started inviting him out to play at shows with me. We have this, I'm competent on the guitar. I played lead guitar, but I'd say I'm just sort of competent.
Sure.
He's phenomenal.
Okay.
And the fact that he can do it on an acoustic guitar, which is what I was looking for, creates great energy. And so we started playing together. We play percussion back and forth on the guitars and lead and rhythm and everything. It's really amazing. And then my vocal instructor I was telling you about earlier, I told him I'm looking for someone to sing harmonies with. And he said, hey, I've got just the lady. She's looking for someone to do the same.
Okay.
She doesn't play out a lot. And so she and I had coffee, and then I invited her to sing with me at a show of mine that I had coming up. And if Lady Gaga and Adele had a baby, that's her voice.
Yeah.
It's just mezzo-soprano richness and amazing.
Yeah.
And if you tracked her, she's like perfect. When she's tracking her vocals are just like
really
or like right down the middle.
Yeah.
And so we started hanging out, playing, singing duets together. And so that became my trio.
Okay.
And we're really tight. I love working with those guys. I'm teaching her how to write songs.
Yeah.
So we've written 4 songs together now. Wrote the first one just for her.
Oh.
They've been harmonies or duo work for us.
Yeah.
And so we play out a lot around town, but she has kids that are in middle school and isn't portable to be out on the road. And she's still developing herself as an artist, independent artist. She's new. And so I'm hopeful to have her and Michael both out on the road.
Oh, cool.
As I get back through the area here maybe next year. I'm still developing a following that makes it worthwhile for everyone to come out. If you don't sell enough tickets, it doesn't work for people who have families to feed. So so I'm working on developing us as a trio more, and you'll hear her singing harmonies and background vocals on some of the songs in my Acoustic Me album.
Okay.
That's the live sound between the three of us. That's what I wanted to capture. And so that is all three of us performing in that on that Acoustic Me album.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Very nice. So how many albums have you recorded at this point?
So there are 3 albums that are out.
Yeah.
The first one is called Slipstream, which is a scientific principle of being like tucked behind someone, like a duck.
Okay.
The person up front's working harder than the people behind them.
Okay.
Okay. And I felt like I was sort of drafting off of a lot of amazing musicians who were helping me create that album.
Yeah.
And so that's the first album I put out, kind of a 4-piece light rock band format. And then I put out Boundary Layer, which was my album on the other side of COVID, still 4-piece rock, light rock. And then I started leaning more heavily into the singer-songwriter mode. And so I rearranged a lot of my music to be singer-songwriter formatted. And this Acoustic Me album I was telling you about is sort of reimagined. It's got a few new songs on it.
Yeah.
And then I just put out E = MC squared, which is my latest batch of songs that a friend of mine, John Edward Ross, helped me produce. And I'm slowly, these 2 new singles that I've just put out, Fake Gravity and Man in the Sky, are part of an album that's going to release next year called The Science in Me.
Okay.
So that would be 4 into, when that album comes out, that'll be the 4th album.
Okay.
So
where do you record?
it's I've recorded my very first album. I met a guy. I went looking for a producer. I'm a pretty thorough guy, so I went and interviewed a bunch of producers and told them, look, I'm the new guy. I don't know anything. I'm going to be annoying to work with because I'm going to want to be in the middle of everything because I'm learning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I looked for a producer who was friendly for that. And Mark Townsend showed that his studio was in Houston. And so he and I were talking. He had a Houston number or whatever. Well, he had just relocated to L.A. 6 months earlier.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, well, how do we do this? And he's
Right.
like, well, why don't we just he has a bunch of contacts. I said, why don't we just meet in Nashville and record your first album there, the bones of it there.
Yeah.
And then we'll come out to LA, do the vocals. And so he did pre-production in Houston with me. And then we did the bones in Nashville at the House of Blues studio there. And then did the vocals out in California. So the first one I did with him, and then I learned a ton. He was such a great mentor, and he's so musically gifted. He helped me a ton to grow and learn. And then I was looking for someone more local for the second album, and so I worked with Derek Hames in Houston and Sugar Land actually, and did my second album. It was the process for that one was much more difficult for me because he's kind of a live sound person.
Okay.
And so he wanted me to show up, do the thing live.
Yeah.
And then, he'll clean up some stuff and then
Sure.
we're done, which is not how I'm wired.
Gotcha.
And so I found another guy in town in Houston, John Edward Ross, and he and I have been working together. And Michael Shanks, my guitarist, is a producer as well.
Yeah.
And so they're the two that really are the people who get me the best. And so we're on a journey together. And we've produced this whole next album together.
Nice.
That's coming out.
Okay.
And so I like people, I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
someone I can sit down and talk to like you, like, okay, let's work on this together.
Yeah.
Right. That sense of collaboration. It's much more difficult to be the sort of remote, send me your vocals and send me the guitar part and
Right.
Put it all together remotely. I don't get the energy out of that.
Sure. Yeah. It's funny. There was a time when people just generally were kind of turned off to that idea, and then COVID forced a lot of people to work that way. But then, and a lot of people still work that way. But I would imagine I understand your perspective in that I would imagine it would be challenging to work that. Like, obviously we have the technology to send tracks back and forth with Dropbox or OneDrive or whatever service you want to use, and it's. Sometimes some of the guests we have on the show, these bands come in and they've got music that sounds like it was all recorded together. It sounds like a live band in the studio, and then you find out, no, they used a lot of technology in different studios and sending tracks back and forth and whatnot. But the way of doing it, the kind of the old school way, which is what you're doing, it sounds easier in a lot of ways because you're able to get that energy of directly collaborating with people, right?
Yeah.
It just sounds that's how. I mean, I'm a musician and I've recorded some stuff, but I've never not to the extent that you have, and I would rather do it the way you're doing it, I think, than the way that some other people are doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to me, I think there's it's kind of like co-writing. I started co-writing 2.5 years ago. Never done it before, and there's a certain level of competence that you need to have to co-write and to co-write well.
Mm-hmm.
And if I show up in the right room, my co-writing sessions produce a completed song in 3 hours.
Okay.
So all I need is either me instrumentally or someone else on an instrument.
Yeah.
And, 2 people-ish. If you pair me with a person who's used to writing melody, especially, then I can do everything else. And so we can really produce a song really well. And there's an organic element to it.
Yeah.
And I'm good. I've co-written with a lot of people, and I'm good at it. And I can remotely work on Zoom with someone, 90% effective. Because of the transport lag, I can't play a thing with you in the room.
Right.
Right. And so I have the same problem with production. I've done it enough that I can do it. I've done a track. I did a Christmas track with a remote producer.
Yeah.
And it was all back and forth remote. And so I know how to do it, and I do my own vocal tracking at home. I have a studio for that. But when you're creating an arrangement and you're listening to a mix for the first time and trying to get everything dialed in, it's so difficult because of the lagginess of it.
Yeah.
Right. I find it the most difficult when I'm writing, and the second most difficult when I'm in the final production phase and I'm trying to hear, like the producer's like, let me turn the bass up or the bass down or the this or the that. You're not in the room with them.
Right.
It's
right.
so hard.
Oh yeah.
So my process with John Edward is we can do a certain amount of things. We do the arrangement live.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him and Michael in the room, and we do the thing.
Yeah.
And we get it the way we want it and the way the structure. And so we've got the genesis of the idea is now done and it's down, and we've got that. And then we do the parts. We can put them all, Frankenstein it together, the parts around that arrangement. And then when we get back to when I put my first set of vocals in, okay, we need to sit down and listen to that live.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do the final mix, we need to do the live. So I think there's moments in a song's genesis that you really need to be live.
Yeah.
To give it its best effort.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can be, sort of remote. That's just my personal experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you want to play one more live one?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
So this next tune I'm going to play for you is all about me getting out of a bad mood.
Okay.
So even when I'm writing about a bad mood, I have to put a little positive spin on it. I was in a bad mood about 2 years ago, and I have a lot of crazy hobbies, surfing and rollerblading and motorcycle racing and whatever. Anything that my hair is on fire for.
Yeah.
And that usually gets me out of any funk I'm in. Usually just a run does. But I got in a bad mood and I couldn't get out of it. And I said, you're a songwriter. You should write a song about it, at least share the fact that you're in a bad mood, and ultimately ended up helping me get out of the bad mood. It's called 7 Deadly Moods.
All right. Mark Winters, live in studio.
I've got these bad moods living in my head, snapping and biting, they put me on edge. It's like a hydra spitting with 7 heads, sneaking around and trying to spread. Fear and sadness got a hold on me. What's it gonna take to make you leave? My mind's tied up in a funky mood. It's got me on edge. What do? I said I'm moody. I need my friends around me. We'll dance all night, set our worries free. Singing our songs gonna change my tone. 7 deadly moods gonna turn to gold. Here comes those bad moods creeping back in. It's lonely and quiet just sitting on my couch. No one's around to help me out. Shameful, depressing, and murky thoughts constricting and squeezing, I'm headed south. Anger and sadness are setting in. What's it gonna take to make you leave? My mind's tied up in a funky mood. It's got me on edge. What do? I said I'm moody. I need my friends around me. We'll dance all night, set our worries free. Singing our songs gonna change my tone. 7 deadly moves gonna turn to gold. I said turn it, turn it, turn it to gold. Seven deadly moods sitting in my head. Hissing. Love and light and camaraderie. Missing. Take those moods and loosen their hold. Kissing. 7 deadly moods gonna turn to gold. I said turn it, turn it, turn it to gold. I said I'm moody. I need my friends around me. We'll dance all night, set our worries free. Singing our songs gonna change my tone. 7 deadly moves gonna turn to gold. I said turn it, turn it, turn it to gold.
Oh, wonderful. Mark Winters, live in studio. Mark, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. Where are you going to be next? We're in Manchester, but we have listeners online all over the place. Where's your next show?
Yeah, I'm headed up to Maine to hang out with my dad for a couple of days along the Marginal Way.
Okay.
And then I'm headed into New Brunswick. So that's next on the list. And then I'm looping around from there west and then back south towards Texas. So come catch me on the Positive Vibe Highway, surfing along with me and my trailer.
Outstanding. And where should people go online to keep up with everything that you're doing? Where's the best place to go?
Yeah, markwintersmusic.com is the place to join the Positive Vibe Tribe. Hop on that email list and keep track of all the places I'm visiting and maybe catch a show live and pick up some positive energy in your life, you know?
Outstanding. So to close out this segment, we're going to play this track, Strong. What should we know about this before we play it? Anything you want to tell us about this?
Yes. So I'm extremely competitive in athletics. So if we were out running a race together, Matt, and I saw the finish line and you're standing next to me running, I'm like, Matt, I'm about to beat you coming across that finish line. And so anything athletics, I'm like that guy, super competitive. But in other parts of my life, not so much. And so I wrote a song to remind myself and my children both to be aware that finishing strong can have a big impact in your life. And so this song is all about finishing strong, baby.
All right, very good. So we're going to play this. And if you are listening live on Saturday, stick around. Coming up in the second hour, we have the Gray Curtain in studio. But we're going to close out this hour with this. This is Strong by Mark Winters. And Mark, thank you again.
Thanks, Matt. Well, baby, life has its twists and turns. Times when you're feeling down, and when you wanna give up and throw it to the ground. Yeah, I've been there before. Lord only knows it's true. Gave up a few times myself and didn't
pull it through. Looking back, it's clearer now. All that I've been through makes a great road sign for you. Hold up your head now, baby. Hold up your head now. Eyes on the prize. Get across that finish line. Strong. When I watch you grow, trying hard to find your way, falling down and looking around, what should I say? Looking back, it's clearer now. All that I've been through makes a great road sign for you. Hold up your head now, baby. Hold up your head now. Eyes on that prize. Get across that finish line. Strong. What should I do? Be strong. Yeah. What should I do? Make it tough for no reason. No. What should I do? Be strong. Yeah. What should I do? Save you first, give you easy. Now. What should I do? Be strong. Yeah. What should I do? Show the way, cast a shadow. Now. What should I do? Be strong. Yeah. What should I do? Make you strong. Looking back, it's clearer now. All that I've been through makes a great road sign for you. Hold up your head now, baby. Hold up your head now. Eyes on that prize. Get across that finish line. Strong. Hold up your head now, baby. Hold up your head now. Eyes on that prize. Get across that finish line. Strong.
This fall, the ballpark isn't closing for the season. It's waking up. Step beyond the gates and into Fright Nights at the field. An immersive haunted experience where the roar of the crowd has been replaced by whispers in the dark. Wander through twisted tunnels, ghost-lit corridors, and the stadium itself. Now home to the things that never left. Live scare actors, movie-quality sets, heart-racing encounters around every corner. The game is over, but the nightmare has just begun. Fright Nights in the field. Dare to play after dark.
The heartbeat of our community isn't in a building. It's in the people who help our students every day. It's in the bus driver who gets them to school safely, the crossing guard who greets them with a smile, the teacher who inspires them. The Manchester School District needs you. From substitute teachers and paraeducators to nurses and speech pathologists. Come find your purpose. Attend the Manchester School District Job Fair this Tuesday, October 7th at the Welcome Center at 148 Concord Street in Manchester. Learn more at mansd.schoolspring.com.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigAtZulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getzoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNH-LP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed residents. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3.
Right now, the world radio premiere of the new single from Baron Kismo. This is called Easy.
in the morning, he gets into the shower, and to the top of his lungs, he sings, I'm the man. I do what I want because I can. All right, back to the radio show now. All the best, Jerry.
others do. I don't need to hear your opinion on my life. I can't seem to find motivation to leave this room. No, I just need shelter from the outside. God set me free from this insanity.
Just wanted to let that fade out. That's so cool. That is, it's pretty intense. That's Short-Term Solution. The band is The Gray Curtain, and we've got Dennis and Troy. We're going to speak with them in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. If you are listening live on Saturday, we have entered hour number 2, numero dos, of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Today is Saturday, October 4, 2025. Jenny is here, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And let's talk with these guys. Dennis, you've been on the show before, of course.
Yeah.
You've been on a couple times now, right?
I've been on the show with you guys twice. One in person, one over the phone.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. And Troy, this is your first time here, right?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. This is actually the first time on the radio. It's
no kidding.
Yeah, really cool to be here and
well,
have
welcome.
this experience. Thank you.
What do you do in the band?
I play guitar.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. So the song we just heard, Short-Term Solution, is that new? Is that a new single? Or
No. Short Term is part of the first album, Shadow of a Man.
Okay.
Came out around 2014, 15, 16.
Okay.
And it's one of the older tracks.
Yeah. Now, what is the meaning of that song? Because obviously, I mean, there must be a reason that you chose that for today. That was one of the ones you sent us.
Well, we talked a bit off air about this, but during 2012, I was 2011, 2012, I was going through a downward spiral where I was kind of alienating everybody around me and going through a very dark period of my time, my life, and basically drinking myself into an early grave. The entire album, Shadow of a Man, is based on that time where I would get up in the morning drunk, start drinking, go over to the bar, spend most of my money at one bar until they told me to leave, go to the next bar in my hometown, drink until they told me to leave, go home, pass out, wake up, do it all over again.
Yeah.
And I remember a quote at a show, at a benefit that we were playing, that suicide is a permanent solution to a short-term problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what kind of jolted that song into existence.
Okay.
Because drinking was always my short-term solution to getting through the day. Because the moment I would sober up, I'd have to face reality, and I didn't want to do that.
Right.
But luckily, this album, this project has helped me in a lot of ways get through a lot of my demons. I still suffer a lot of days, and unfortunately, people around me, thankfully, have a lot of tolerance for that.
Yeah.
I guess that's the word. I'm tolerated by a lot of people in my life.
We love you, Dennis.
Thanks, man.
I was going to say, you're obviously, valued and loved, I mean, it's not tolerating you. It's, obviously these people care for you a great deal.
And it's definitely like that album in particular. It's like, it gives a voice to all these problems that a lot of people have in their lives. And it's that the throes of addiction and, and just getting through it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do people come up to you at shows or contact you online who've listened to this music and kind of reach out and say, hey, I can relate to this, or this has helped me in some way? Or
Yeah. I when it first came out, it not so much. I don't know what happened. Maybe the environment has changed over the last few years, where talking about mental health has become okay.
Yeah, I think it's much less stigmatized than it used to be.
That's the word.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I feel like, has happened even more so post pandemic. It's everybody's coming out of their houses, and it's what's going on with you, and you just kind of spill your whole life out to your friends that you haven't seen in a while.
Oh yeah.
I remember I won't say names, obviously, but There was a young woman. We played out in Maine at a place called Charlie's Hill.
That venue, the name of that venue comes up a lot on the show. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool
Oh,
place.
really cool. We love that
it's
place.
great.
Yeah.
We played there once. We can't wait to go back. They treat local bands like they're nationals over there.
Yeah.
And I remember this one woman came up to me, couldn't have been 21 yet. And when I'm on stage, I like to let people in the crowd, whether they need it or not. I just want them to know that if they feel isolated, if they feel alone, come to me.
Mhm.
Because I know what that feeling feels like. I know what it feels like to isolate yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it's on purpose or because, you just don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
And I had the chance to talk to her, and she told me how she was having suicidal ideations and she couldn't escape it no matter how hard she tried. And we talked for a good 3 hours.
Mm.
And when I just remember her face when she approached me, mascara coming down her face. And after she walked away, I noticed were you still there, Troy?
I might have left before.
There was a line of like probably 5, 6, 9 people wanting to talk. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
I'm still out in Maine talking to people.
Yeah.
My friend John, who came with me, John Foley, shout out to John.
Shout out to Foley.
Yeah. He came with me, and I think it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. We finally got back to the Worcester area where we're from.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like so much lighter.
No kidding.
And I felt like I had actually done some good.
Yeah.
Not just for myself, not just to spread a message of self-awareness and making it okay to talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
But I have always, in my heart, I always want to help people. I always want to let people know that it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
As cliche as that saying has become, it's true. And it's the reason why it's become cliche is because, it's important to have that in your head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's really where our music stems from. I talked to you about this the last time I was here. All of our music is based around a town called the Town of Apathy. And I created that after reading, or not even reading, listening to a quote from Henry Miller that said, "The best way to get over a woman is to turn her into literature."
Hmm.
So I created this town with all of my hurts, habits, hang-ups, all of my bullies, every bad memory I've ever had.
Yeah.
And created characters and put them in a town that they can't escape.
Yeah.
The first album, it's a fictional character by the name of Nathan Knopf, loses the love of his life, and the album takes place the last day and a half of his life. Second album is about a different character going through a different thing. Third album's going to be about different characters going through a different thing, but they're all going to be based around how people can relate to some form of mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And like more than anything, I want these songs, these albums, the script that we're writing to go along with it. The graphic novel that I've been working on, I want everything that we do to help people and let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah. Were you starting to say something, Troy?
Well, I guess to piggyback off of that, with the songwriting process in particular, with the script that he's writing, it's cool to have a feeling to attach to the music that we're writing rather than here's this cool song that I wrote. It's
yeah.
This whole story that we're trying to tell with the script and the trying to fit the music into that. It's very interesting, and it's especially also with the shows that like I feel that like it's like after we play the show, it's like that weight has come off of me. It's like especially with these songs, it's almost like therapy. Really,
Yeah.
it's like it's you just kind of let it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we call our shows. That's why we call our shows sermons rather than performances. That's why
okay.
we call our fan base the congregation rather than an army or something like that. It's like you come to our shows to feel something, and that's not a knock on any other band that we play with. We love this scene.
Yeah.
I can go back and forth with you all day. It's like, with some of the bands that we have played with that deserve a lot more recognition than what they're getting.
Yeah.
But, time after time we play a show and we're usually middle or the beginning of the lineup, and someone will always approach us and say, you guys are a breath of fresh air. No one's doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of sad because there are bands that are doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
They're just not getting the opportunities that we're getting.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I appreciate every opportunity that we get.
Of course, yeah.
But like just off the cuff, the Big Sun. We were talking about those guys on the way here. Great group of kids. They sound like Tool before they got rich. They before they lost the hunger.
Yeah.
Scarecrow Hill.
Oh yeah, love them. We had them on. Yeah.
And I listened to that interview. It was the first time that I had ever been name dropped.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that's cool. Yeah.
But Tyler, lead singer Scarecrow, is now our drummer.
He is.
Yeah. He loved us so much, and like we kind of built this friendship with him, and he's like, I love you guys so much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised to find out when he played drums, and like we were having issues finding drummers, and he was like, I mean, I'm down to fill in with you guys, and then we just kind of like begged him to be like, please.
Begged being the operative word.
Yeah.
Practically on our knees, like, please, Tyler.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, be damned. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we've had such a connection with those guys since summer last year when we played Electric Haze, and I think we played like 12 or 13 shows with them since. I've been on stage with them a handful of times, just doing a couple of tracks here and there.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about how much I love Scarecrow Hill.
Yeah.
Fear the Masses, love those guys. Anaria, what a voice Jessica has. It's just my point being is this scene is it's filled with so much talent.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when we get the opportunities that we get, we like to share as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But like, we're hungry. We want to venture out and, play around this country, around this world, just spread a message that it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
But I can't, I can't thank Troy enough to, with being in this band. Everybody that has been part of the Gray Curtain over the last, since 2014.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 10 years. Great group of musicians. Obviously parted ways for one reason or another.
Sure.
But I can't say enough good things about everyone who has taken part of this journey with me over the last 11 years.
Yeah.
Just
Now, how did you guys come to work together?
Oh, you want to take this?
Yeah. So oh my God, how far back do I go with this? Okay, so a band that I was in a long time ago, Fatal Defiance, we had actually played at the Bungalow before it closed down. I'm happy that that's actually coming back.
Oh.
But I'd played a couple shows with our bass player, Sean, his band, Inman.
Okay.
So we kind of got to know each other through that. And then a few years later, like, we started, like, hey, do you want to try to get something together here and work on some stuff? And then a few months after that, he makes a post on Facebook like, hey, any of my friends that play guitar are interested in joining a band. So I was like, hi, me, hi. And he's like, yeah, check out Grey Curtain. We're looking for guitar players. I guess he was going to play guitar before, but wanted to play bass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I checked it out, and I like fell in love with the music instantly. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like there was something very special about this band that I just really wanted to be part of, and
Yeah.
really happy to be part of it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dennis, for that.
So were you there from the beginning then? So are you an original member? Or
No. I joined, God, probably 2 years ago. Almost.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're relatively new then. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm,
gotcha.
I'm the only original
You're the
member
only-
left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is it has it been challenging at all over the years with, like you said, people come and they go. I mean, has that been a challenge for you, or has it been relatively easy to find people who fit the project, or?
Honestly, in this area, it's very tough.
Mm.
And again, I'm an eclectic music lover.
Yeah.
So this is but this scene is mostly metal, and at least what I've seen. And our friends in the metal community like to make it very known to us, we are not a metal band.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I know we're not. So it's difficult when it's like, okay, I need my eclectic musician friends to come and do this project with me that already has 2 albums worth of music.
Mm-hmm.
And some musicians, they don't want to do the whole theme album,
Right.
the whole concept album thing, so they bow out as well. Some musicians, like Tyler, are in multiple bands.
Yep.
So it's tough, and especially after someone leaves.
Mm.
So I started this band with Jim Miller, and when I got the opportunity to play at Foxwoods, it was our first show.
Mm.
He was the first person I called. I became very close with him over the past, the next almost decade.
Yeah.
And it really broke my heart when he, his brother, and our drummer at the time, Sean, different Sean, all left because...
Wait, they all left at once?
They all left at once.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it took me a while, not just to find people, but I basically sat around writing, doing the comic, doing the stories, and really contemplating if I was even going to continue with this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, certain mental illnesses started creeping in, and I was having a pretty difficult time at the time because it wasn't exactly one of those kind of separations where it was mutual.
Oh, okay.
I would have gladly gone another 10, 20 years with those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I just decided that if I couldn't do the Grey Curtain, I wasn't going to do anything at all.
Okay.
Because for me, it's a lot more than just playing music. It's the message. It's trying, like I mentioned before, it's trying to help people.
Yeah.
And I luckily found, didn't find, I was handed, in so many words, Joe Saffarano for a drummer.
Okay.
Joe plays for the Negans, Rag to Stitches. I think he's in 22 bands at the time. I'm over exaggerating, but
not by much.
not by much. No.
Yeah.
Great guy. And through Joe, I was able to get a hold of Sean, who, much like Troy, I knew from when he was in Inman, when he was fronting Inman. And I was able to get him on board through Sean. I was able to get Troy. Joe left because, as I mentioned, he's in 127 bands. And so we struggled for a little while getting a permanent drummer, but
Yeah.
Tyler kept filling in.
Yeah.
And finally, Tyler, gave in to our begging, and now we have Tyler.
Yeah.
We are currently searching for a synth keyboard player.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm open to all instruments to play in this band.
Yeah.
But to rope back into your original question, it gets difficult.
Yeah.
It gets trying. It gets mortifying at sometimes, where you're just messaging people that you know over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And they're like, I don't know, man. Music's not really my thing. I don't know, man. I got this other band that I'm working for. I don't know, man. I kind of just look at it like a hobby. That's the worst.
Oh, yeah. I hate that response. It's also funny. There was the one guy that was like, he was all on board, all about it, and then like, what was it, like a day or two before we actually bring him in? It's like he actually listened to the songs, and he's like, "Oh, I am actually not that into the music."
Oh, no
It's
kidding.
like you didn't listen before.
Wow, that's
he said
crazy.
He said he was a big fan and everything. I was like, come on down. And then like 2 days before his tryout, he's like, oh, actually, after listening to the music, it's a little too sad for me.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it gets difficult because we are kind of like right in the middle there, where we're this group's cup of tea by like a mile, and then we're not this group's cup of tea by a mile.
Right.
So it gets difficult, very, very difficult sometimes.
Especially with drummers, right? Because that's been a running theme on the show over the years. Like every drummer's in multiple bands because there's so few drummers.
So few.
Yeah.
I have nothing but love for the bands that have a drummer that only drums for them. I wish I had their magic to just make a drummer appear like that.
Yeah.
Like Scarecrow's drummer Brendan. I cannot stress enough how amazing Brendan is. It's like before Tyler said that he would play with us, I was just like, hey, what
What's Brendan doing?
Yeah, what do you think Brendan's doing? And it's the same thing with the drummer for the Big Sun.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, Nick is just unreal talent. So like, there have been a couple of times where I've been like, hey, let me talk to you. How serious are you with this band? No, that I wouldn't have actually done that.
Right.
But I have like approached a couple of drummers just to be like, hey, do you have the time to maybe put another project in?
Yeah.
But the answer is usually no.
Yeah.
Because the drummers that I mentioned, Brendan and Nick, like they are so passionate about this one project that they're in, and rightfully so. Scarecrow's amazing, Big Sun's amazing.
Yeah.
But they would never be like, yeah, I got to split my time between you guys who are doing like all of this stuff that has nothing to do with music.
Right.
It's like we're a multimedia type of project where, a lot of bands are just strictly about the music, strictly about enforcing what their message is.
Yeah.
And I completely understand their point of view, where it's like you don't want to overload yourself.
Right.
But like you said, the scene is just deprived of. It's a desert trying to find a drummer that isn't in 12 bands.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Zaffarano again.
If you're just joining us, we're talking with we have Dennis and Troy here from the band The Gray Curtain. And so have you guys not been with the current situation, so you're looking for a synth player. So are you guys not playing shows currently, or are you just,
no.
Yeah, we got shows.
So what are you just doing it without any keyboard? Yeah.
We have a show at Ralph's Rock Diner in Worcester on the 10th.
Yes.
Oh, we have
nice.
We have a show at Terminus on the 11th.
Oh, excellent.
With all of our friends. That show at Terminus on the 11th is just family. It's Scarecrow Hill. It's Devil Inside Us. It's Fear the Masses, and it's us.
Yeah.
That show is just going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then the 25th, we're playing at Kodo Lowell.
Kodo Lowell,
with the Spooktacular with Scarecrow
a billion
Hill
other bands.
and Devil Inside Us.
Yep.
The Negans, Joe Saffarano again.
I didn't know they were on that one.
Oh, the Negans and Rag the Stitches. Joe's playing double duty on that show.
Awesome.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. But yeah, we're still playing because you got to get the message
Yeah.
out there. You got to keep you fresh in people's minds.
Yeah.
Or else you get forgotten. I mean, bottom line.
Well, I would imagine too. I mean, it must be kind of interesting, right? If you're playing, because you've had to play with these different configurations over the years. So if you have something that maybe you want a synth player, but you don't have a synth player, so you got to do without. But that must be kind of fun though in a way, right? Because doesn't it make it a kind of more of a challenge? It's like, and it makes gives the songs a little bit of a different flavor, a different texture, right?
Definitely, yeah. It's like the having the limitations kind of opens up the creativity kind of, and like you can find like a cool effect on your pedal to kind of fill in that space and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a band years ago, long time ago. I was in a band called First Shove, and First Shove, hardcore metal. We'd always been a 5-piece, and because we had 2 guitar players, and we had a guitar player leave, and just Rich Burke, who was he was the only original member of the band at that point, so he was kind of the de facto leader. So we all kind of looked to him, and he said, "You know what? I don't think we need to replace Dave. Let's just be a 4-piece."
Mm-hmm.
So we just tried it, and First Shove had never been a 4-piece. And it was kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of changed the songs a little bit because he didn't have the 2 guitars, right?
Yeah.
But it sounded a little stripped down. I don't know. We all kind of liked it. We played a show, and it was like, oh, this is okay. We can do it this way for a while.
Yeah, there's particular few songs, especially like where you kind of take the keyboard out of it. It definitely, like you said, strips it down and kind of gives it more of like a raw kind of feeling to it, and kind of brings it to a whole other place.
Yeah.
There are a few songs actually that Troy and Sean have kind of modified so that part of what the synth player would be playing is part of what they're doing.
There you go.
But it's definitely a lot of fun now that it's they're learning the old material, but we're also moving towards writing new material.
Yeah.
Recording new material. It's honestly, I know I'm going to sound redundant here, but I cannot thank the people that are involved in keeping this thing going enough. Like even right down to like Eleanor from Terminus, who hooked us up with you guys a year ago.
Yep.
Like people that just, it's like, these guys need, or, dare I say, deserve an opportunity. It's like, check these guys out. I cannot stress enough, like how thankful I am for him, for Sean, for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody down the totem pole. John Foley for giving us a place to play.
Oh, yeah.
My script writing partner, April, right down to my kid.
Yeah.
My kid, Killian, all these people just keeping me going, keeping me afloat, keeping me above ground, as it were.
There you go.
Yeah.
So your script writing. So tell us more about that. Is that the graphic novel you were talking about, or?
No, they're 2 separate things.
Oh.
The graphic novel is going to be a comic book based on the Town of Apathy, which is the storyline that the albums are based on.
Yeah.
But the script is basically almost like a episodic thing where, Pipe Dreams, it becomes a show. All about the Town of Apathy.
Oh, okay.
And we'll include not just our music, but we want to include like other musicians from this area, like some of the bands that we mentioned. But yeah, the script is basically if my wildest dreams come true, it'll be a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Outstanding. Why don't let's play a track. I wanted to sneak this in. This is so selfishly, this is my personal favorite of all the great, and I've listened to everything. I've listened to everything that's available online. This is my personal favorite, Burn That Bridge. What can you tell us about this?
Well, actually, this song was written by the Miller Brothers and Sean Donnellan long before they met me. I wrote the lyrics. The lyrics.
Yeah.
But they basically had like the whole foundation. And when they told me what the title was, I was like, well, this is going to be perfect for the Florist album.
Yeah.
And, we just took it from there.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's give this a spin. This is such a great song. So it's called Burn That Bridge. It's from the album The Florist, and this is The Gray Curtain. love it. That is Burn That Bridge. The band is The Gray Curtain, and we have Dennis and Troy here with us live in studio. And yeah, that's my favorite Gray Curtain track. So but we should talk about, so I don't know how much you want to say about the future, what the next project is as far as music, but
you want to talk about that?
Well, as it goes right now, we got 2 songs that we're going to be tracking out for as singles, and do we want to? I think we've talked about it before. We just kind of want to do a kind of a double album kind of thing. We got 7 songs for each one so far, and we kind of want to push a few more on each one. But it's we got some ambitious things coming.
Yeah.
And again, what I absolutely love is anyone that's in this band always seems to have like this jolt of energy to do these stories with me. This next story is going to be about 2 assassins, essentially.
Okay.
And each story kind of interweaves as they're given. The main antagonist of the town of Apathy is this demigod, vengeful spirit from purgatory named Shoal.
Okay.
And he's very bored in this town because he's all powerful and everybody else is weak underneath him. So he starts playing these little games with his pets, and he hands a list of 10 names, and he gives another a list of 10 names and says, the first to kill every person on your list of 10 gets to leave this town, no strings attached.
Okay.
The albums, I was hoping to do 1 for one killer and 1 for the other killer. And there was like a good couple of months there where I was afraid to say anything about it, because I was like, I don't know, these guys are new. I'm going to come at them with this double album idea, and they're going to be like, yeah, I'm out.
I'm all about it.
Yeah. As soon as I told him, he was like, sweet.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah. Any kind of an ETA? Off air, you said 2030?
Yeah, 2033.
Somewhere around there.
2040.
Yeah, I should. Right around the time I get an AARP card. But I don't know. I'm always pushing for the next thing, which is another reason why I use the word tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
People tolerate me for an extended amount of time. Because I'm always like, hey, we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing forward. We got to, where are you at with this? Where are you at with that? I need to work on this. So I'm going to, work on this until, Saturday when we all get together, and I'm going to have like all this ready for you guys. So be ready.
Yeah.
I'm a handful.
Yeah.
So
that's what it takes though, right?
It is, but it gets tiring for people that are not on that level, who just want to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I get that. So what I'm hoping for is a early 2027 release, but if I can 2026, but I think that's pushing it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have all the songs written and together by the end of 2026. But I think that's pretty achievable.
Yeah. I think you're right. Have all the songs ready by the end of 2026, and then record and get everything out. Hopefully have the graphic novel to go along with it. I've said that for the last 2 albums, and none of them have come out yet because it's just me.
Yeah.
I would love to have a team of artists helping me out with this. Even with the script, I didn't have I had like a couple of pages here, a couple of pages there, but my brain is my worst enemy, as we've talked about. So a lot of times I would get like a couple of pages in and just shut down. All it took was one person to be like, all right, tell me the story, campfire style, go. And we're nearing 1,000 pages.
No kidding. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
I'm hoping to do that with the graphic novel and, the next album, there's 20 chapters to this Town of Apathy storyline. So I'm hoping before the cancer takes over and I can't do this anymore, I'm hoping to get it all out.
Yeah.
So, and I guess that's another reason why I push so hard, for like a timeline.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Well, speaking of time, the time does go quickly.
Oh my goodness.
So before we are going to play one more song to finish out the segment, but I want to make sure Remind us when the next show is or the next couple of shows, and also where is the best place for people to go online to keep up with everything that the Grey Curtain is doing.
Yeah. We got Ralph's Rock Diner in Worcester on the 10th, and then Terminus on the 11th.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
Then Kodo Lowell on the 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, selfish plug, I have an art show at Terminus on the 17th.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Eleanor's allowing me to, for the first time ever, put my art up for display.
Congratulations.
And it's going to, another reason why I love this show at Terminus, along with playing with Scarecrow and even that show at Ralph's, we're playing with Marianne Toilette and the Runs.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Love them.
Yeah.
Zombie, but yeah, we're going to be playing with Scarecrow, Hill, and Fear the Masses, and Devil Inside Us. And my art is going to be down the hall, hanging on the wall.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The 17th will be just a strict art show, and
but you have the art hanging up all month long.
Yep, the art will be hanging up all month long.
Outstanding.
Yep, 31 pieces. But the best way to listen to us. We have a Spotify page, Apple Music, Bandcamp. We're on all
YouTube,
streaming platforms.
yeah.
Okay.
Except Amazon. I noticed that we're not on that. But every other streaming platform, we're on it.
Yeah.
We should tell people how to spell Grey, because it's two ways to spell it.
Yes. We talked about this at the GOAT before we came in here.
Yeah.
It's Grey. It's the old English spelling. A lot of people will spell it with an A, and the search comes up with just a bunch of physical gray curtains. I can't find you guys anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the few words in the English language. You can spell it either way, and it's considered correct in American English.
Yep.
Well, very good, guys. Thank you so much. And we're going to close out the segment with, so we're going to call this Pee Drunk Outside of Bars Leaving Voicemails. That's not quite the actual title.
I
but
can't apologize enough for that.
No, nothing to apologize for. But people can figure out what the P word actually is. But it's anything we should know about this before we hear it? Or
basically, in real life, I lost the love of my life because I was a very difficult person, suffering from addiction. And in the story and in real life, this is about a particular incident where I was outside of one of my favorite bars, leaving voicemails in a particularly inebriated state.
Okay. So we're going to close out with this. And if you are listening live on Saturday, coming up in the next hour, we've got Ryan Redwood. He's going to be joining us via WhatsApp from the UK, talking about his new single. And then in the final segment of the show, we have the Fods. I think they're from New York, but they're going to be joining us online as well. So we do have a lot left to go, but we're going to close out this hour with this Pee Drunk Outside of Bars Leaving Voicemails from the Grey Curtain. And Dennis and Troy, thank you again so
Thanks
much.
for having us,
Thank you for
Matt.
having us.
Thank you, Jen.
Absolutely.
The moment of virtue is all gone. Now you say goodbye. The moment I hurt you, the moment that I lost my mind. You're like cinnamon, I'm a sour man. We clash when we're together, and this simpleton will understand. He fails with every endeavor. Oh, the needle calmed me down. The bottle, it held me drown. The thought of you out of my mind. wants redemption, who's feasible at one time. Not now. Will I make or break from all these foul mistakes, Lord? The thought of you out of my The thought of you out of my
mind. This fall, the ballpark isn't closing for the season. It's waking up. Step beyond the gates and into Fright Nights at the Field. An immersive haunted experience where the roar of the crowd has been replaced by whispers in the dark. Wander through twisted tunnels, ghost-lit corridors, and the stadium itself. Now home to the things that never left. Live scare actors, movie-quality sets, heart-racing encounters around every corner. The game is over, but the nightmare has just begun. Fright Nights in the Field. Dare to play after dark.
The heartbeat of our community isn't in a building. It's in the people who help our students every day. It's in the bus driver who gets them to school safely, the crossing guard who greets them with a smile, the teacher who inspires them. The Manchester School District needs you. From substitute teachers and paraeducators to nurses and speech pathologists. Come find your purpose. Attend the Manchester School District Job Fair this Tuesday, October 7th at the Welcome Center at 148 Concord Street in Manchester. Learn more at mansd.schoolspring.com.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
Let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
slice and topping. Everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig and Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetsoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You want to know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
A restoration project for the soul.
Such a great track. That is The Back Room by Ryan Redwood, and we're going to be talking with Ryan in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. If you are listening live on Saturday, October 4, 2025, we have entered hour number 3, Numero Trace of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And Ryan returns. We had Ryan on the show recently to talk about his first single, Tomorrow, that we premiered on the show. And then we played The Back Room recently for the first time on American radio. Another great track. And I think Ryan is on the line with us via WhatsApp. Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Matt. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for being patient. I know we're running a little bit behind, but great to talk to you again. I love that song. So catchy.
Thank you very much, mate. And thank you again for having me back on.
Absolutely. Now, that song, what can you tell us about that song? Because it sounds like, a dude watching a girl, that he's interested in and so forth. But I feel like there's some other things in there that you're kind of dealing with in the lyrics. So what can you tell us about that track?
Yeah, man. So it started off, it was going to be like a funny tune because me and my producer and best mate, Azza, who I do everything with, write and record everything in the back room. So we originally were like, let's write a funny sort of song about how we do everything in the back room and we never leave it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we sort of had the tune down. And then when I got to writing the lyrics, nothing funny came out. A lot of like things that I was probably dealing with internally sort of came out and just spilled onto the page as such, which I guess is what songwriting is all about, right?
Yeah. Interesting. And what are some of those things that come out in the song, in the lyrics?
It's sort of about like my ADHD and like how I feel like the anxiety of that sort of watches me as I'm sort of trying to make it with like music or whatever I'm doing at the time.
Yeah.
And like how I can't really run away from it, if that makes sense.
It does. I think we talked about that the last time you were on the show with us too, about how a lot of creative people have that ADHD and how it kind of informs what you do creatively and how there are ways that it can actually be beneficial. It can help you to create. I think we don't have to rehash all that because I think we talked about a lot of that last time. But it's interesting that you kind of express that in the lyrics of the song. And again, it's kind of like, I listened to it and it's like, oh, okay. I went back and listened to it again and I was like, well, there's something else going on here. It's interesting.
Yeah, I like to sort of give them sort of like, it's like a double meaning, I guess, because it's cool to have other people say, oh, this feels like this to me, or I think it means this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have that like conversation with like someone like yourself as well and be able to be like, well, when I wrote it, I meant this, but obviously you can interpret however you want to, really. Like I think that's the best bit about music, really, is that lyrics can mean anything to anyone, right?
Right. Absolutely. Well, it's also kind of fun, right? It's an adventure when you have an idea for a song and you embark on creating that, and then it ends up being something different than what you had originally in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something kind of satisfying about that, right? Because when you are able to surprise yourself as a songwriter, and you go, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen, but this is cool.
Yeah.
I like this,
Well, that's literally what happened. Like when it happened and I had all these lyrics sort of written down. So sometimes I start from like a line or I'd write like a paragraph, how I'm feeling or whatever. And then I sat there and sort of reflected once the song was finished and was like, what are these lyrics actually about?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's actually about my mental health, actually. Like I didn't really know what it was about when we were recording it and when I wrote the lyrics as such. It wasn't until like a week later when I'd got the masters back and I was like, oh yeah, it's about that.
Well, it's interesting that when you're in a situation where maybe you see someone who you find attractive, and you're contemplating. It's funny. Our guest that we had on in the first hour of the show today, he had a song that was kind of about that. And you're contemplating on how you might be able to approach them, but it's at that moment that so often all those things that go on in your head that might be hindering you in some way. That's really one of those moments where all that comes out, right? Where you start, maybe doubting yourself, or should I do this? Should I approach this person, or should I just watch them? I suppose in this context, from the back room, right?
Yeah.
It's those moments where you start really questioning yourself and doubting yourself, and all those things about yourself that maybe are a little different.
Well, 100%. Like I'm quite a confident person, like in general, and it isn't to like you say until them sort of situations arise, whether it be talking to someone new or like a new job or something, or going for like an interview or whatever. Then you're sort of like, oh yeah, I do have some other things going on. Like there is there is something going on in my head that's not just look at me all the time, you know?
Right. Now, what's the situation with as far as playing this live? Have you been able to play this out? Are you doing? I don't remember what your touring situation was the last time that we talked, but are you playing a lot of shows?
So I haven't actually played this one live yet.
Oh.
I've got a run of shows coming up in November around the UK. So I'll be doing one in Liverpool, London, Norwich, and hopefully Manchester. So I should have quite a busy November, and that'll be the first time this one's been taken out on the road and given a live spin.
Oh, excellent. You must be excited about that because it's got a vibe. It's got an energy about it. You know, I imagine it'll go over really well with the live crowd.
Yeah, I hope so. Like it's kind of one of those when it gets to the chorus where it just sort of opens up and becomes this other beast. Like in the verse is quite intimate and quite like personal, I guess. And then when that chorus hits in and then drums start going a bit mad and thrashing on the crash cymbal, it starts to, yeah, like I say, open up. And I hope people are getting on shoulders, throwing their arms about, all that sort of stuff.
I like how you put that too, how it opens up in the chorus, because so much of writing a great song is, you know, you build tension in the verses, and then the chorus is kind of almost like a relief, or you know, it opens up, and this song that really is very much present. I think that concept in this song, because like you hear the bass line in the beginning, you know, of that first verse, and it's very, you know, it kind of makes you a little anxious, or at least it did me the first time. It was like, you know, it just there's an anxiety there almost in that bass. It's really in the bass line. I feel like that's kind of the secret to it, you know. And then you get to the chorus and it's like, okay, it's almost like a relief a little bit. But I like that, you know, you build the tension and then you get to the chorus and it's like, okay, here we are.
Yeah, man, I love doing that as well. I'm so glad you've picked up on that. And I think most people who have listened to it have said the same thing. They're sort of like, you're getting a bit moody in these verses, mate. But then when we get to the chorus, it's like, oh, Ryan's all right. Do you know what I mean? He's okay. He's still right, like an uplifting sounding tune. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I'm glad. We do sort of try to do that on purpose, really, because I like you say, I like the tension and then the release you get when the chorus kicks in, for sure.
Yeah. Now, are you getting airplay with this song over there yet, or what's that situation?
It's been going down really well, mate.
Good.
I think it's probably gone down the best of any of my tunes ever have done, which is amazing.
Great.
Yeah, a ton of radio stations have been picking it up over here, like you guys as well, absolutely backing it, and I love all that. Yeah, it's been going down really well.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's outstanding. And then now, are these songs going to be part of a full album, or do you have a full album, or what's the situation there?
So what we're doing, the plan is we actually came up with this on Wednesday. So we had a meeting on Wednesday, just me and Azza, the guy who produces my tunes, and I was like, what should we do? Because I'm bored of just doing singles. Like you say, I'd like to build up to like an album or something like that.
Yeah.
So the next song will be another single, and then after that, I'm actually going to be doing a 5-track EP.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. Bit more, I don't know. The next single's a little bit more, less moody, little bit more less moody.
Okay.
A little bit more uplifting. The lyrical content is still quite not dark, but still quite angry. A little bit of angst in there.
Okay.
But the song itself is a little bit more happy, I guess. And then the EP is going to be a mixture of the two, hopefully. Going to sort of bring some more riffy stuff in as well, which is going to be exciting because I've not done that in a long time. But yeah, I can't wait to get going.
So does that mean, will the EP be 5 new songs, or will the EP include the songs that you've released already?
There'll be 5 completely brand new tunes next year, hopefully.
Oh.
I reckon about March time, if I was to put a time on it. But yeah, 5 completely new tunes, which I've already written. I was actually finishing off the lyrics to a couple before I got on and chatted with you. So, yeah, it's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Excellent. So the producer that you work with, has he worked with you on everything that you've recorded?
So he's worked with me on Tomorrow and this one, and obviously the next one, and he will be the producer going forward. I used to work with another friend of mine called Sam Wilson on my older tracks. I'm very fortunate to have a lot of very, very talented friends.
Yeah.
Because we're all from like the same background and the same like music scene. So it's really cool to be able to pull on people like that and be like, oh, come on, mate, let's go down the studio and sort of try to see what we can come up with, you know?
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then, so now when you play live, are you playing with a full band?
So I'm hoping to be doing a full band soon, but at the moment I'm sort of doing them like acoustically on my own. I will say, if anyone's listening to this and you want to book me, I'm not on a boring acoustic artist guy who stands in the corner and plays his songs.
Yeah.
I'm very larger than life. Come on then, let's pretend there's a band here and let's go for it, sort of thing.
Nice,
when I
nice.
play live. So yeah, we do it a variety of different ways, really. Sometimes, like the guy who produced my tune now, Aaron or Azza, he comes up on stage with me, does some tunes like in a duo setting.
Okay.
Sometimes I do it on my own, and then hopefully next year I'll be getting a proper live band sorted out, I reckon.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Tell me about it, mate.
It's a lot of work putting all that together. Well, very good. So in a moment, I think we're going to, and I wish we had more time. Like I said, we're running a little bit behind today, but I do want to play Tomorrow again at the end of the segment to close out, because I also love that song. And I know,
thank you, mate.
And I know we talked about that song the last time you were on, but for newer listeners who might not have heard that conversation, so Tomorrow, and this is another song that I really related to in a big way, because well, tell us, refresh our memories about the message behind it.
Yeah, so Tomorrow is a bit of a deep one. It's about like climate change and how we're a bit scared to talk about them sort of issues still, and how I think we should be talking about those issues. That why are we scared to talk about it? And sometimes when you bring them sort of topics up, people shy away from it, or probably just like disregard you straight away because they think you're wrong when it's happening in front of our eyes, man. Do you know what I mean? We gotta start talking about these things.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and you express that in the song. And it's funny. We're having right now here in New Hampshire, where we are in the U.S., we're about to have some 80-degree weather, and it's October, and that's pretty unusual.
Yeah, we've got a storm going on at the moment, but it's still. I was like walking home earlier, and it's raining, it's windy, it's cold, and it's warm all at once. How is that happening?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we're in a drought. We've got 80-degree weather in October. It's wild. And the political climate in the U.S. I mean, I won't get into it, but I'll just say, it's not going to get any better as far as addressing these issues. I'll just say that.
I don't think it will over here, mate. So I think we're all in the same boat.
I think we are. I think we very much are. Well, Ryan, so we will close out with that track. Before we let you go, though, where should people know about where to find you online to keep up with everything that you're doing and to get access to your music and all that?
I'm basically available everywhere. Any social media, it's just at Ryan Redwood 58, and then Spotify is the same, just Ryan Redwood, or Apple Music, wherever you get your tunes. Yeah, just Ryan Redwood everywhere.
Fantastic. Ryan, we will do this again when the next single is out. Please, let us know, let people know, and we'd love to give it another premiere. Probably have you back on to talk about it. And we love what you're doing. We're big fans. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much for the support, mate. I really do appreciate it. And yes, definitely next single, we'll be back. Let's do it.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. All right, Ryan, we'll let you go. Thank you. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
You got it. All right, that is the great Ryan Redwood, and we're going to close out this segment with this is the first single that we spun of Ryan's, and I really love this song a lot. Pay attention to the lyrics. It does matter. This is called Tomorrow.
Let's escape the weather, my dear, run away for the winter. Prolong the suffering and delay the existential crisis. Falling into parallels from that old story you tell. What will remain of us when there's nothing but dust? This could all fade away when it rains tomorrow. There's nothing left for you to fear when you felt so much before. What's left of this place when it ends?
to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3.
Oh, I love that. The track is called The Ineffectuals, and the band is The Fods. And, that is so good. That is so good. And we've got Rob Critchley from The Fods on the phone with us via WhatsApp. Rob, are you there?
I'm here, Matt. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes. Hey, I love
Excellent.
I love that song, and I've been anxious to talk to you. You sent us a couple songs. We're going to play the other one at the end of the segment. But I love the sound of The Fods. But now it's interesting though. So The Fods, tell me if my perception is correct. Is it not so much a band, but more of a collective? Would collective be a better word? Because it seems it kind of changes and morphs. And tell us about The Fods.
It absolutely changes and morphs. So there's basically two of us who write songs.
Okay.
I write the lyrics and some of the music, and I'm not a particularly good musician, so I send voice notes and tinkerings over WhatsApp, and I sent it to my old school friend of 35 years.
Oh.
And I sent it over to him, who's still in Manchester in the UK.
Okay.
And he's been in the music business with various bands for all that time. And he does the majority of the music and putting it all together. And we've got a mix guy who is incredible, and he's also dirt cheap for us, at least, because we're his mates.
Yeah.
And he does the mixing. So there's three of us, and there's also, we sometimes use a guitarist out of old band, and we sometimes use a vocalist guitarist out of our old band from when we were at school. So Ol and I go all the way back to like I'm trying not to age myself here, late 1980s.
Okay.
And we were in like a school band, and we tried really hard, and we wrote a few decent songs, and we won a battle of the bands, and then we all disappeared off to university, and he carried on in morphed into a different band, and they did okay. And we sort of lost contact a little bit. Like, I was always like sort of following him, and when I was at university in London, his band came down and played in London. So I went and watched it, and so I knew them all, and they were good guys. And as the 2000s went along, I think he got a little bit, chewed up by the music industry, like a lot of people have done.
Oh yeah,
and
it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was writing really good songs, and playing half decent venues, and not getting any traction, and not getting any. He'd been promised deals by record companies, and they've never come to fruition. All that sort of stuff. It's a tale as old as time in the music industry. And during COVID, he got hold of a couple of old bandmates, and during COVID they just set up phones and started playing their old stuff, and under the name of the Goodstock Project they eventually released like 6 songs or something, and they were all done remotely, like in 4 different rooms, and they found a singer who's really good, and she did her part remotely. And this has got nothing to do with the FODs, by the way. This is all backstory.
No, I appreciate I want to learn.
So during COVID, they did 6 songs all remotely, put it on an album or a 6-inch CP called Remote, and released it. And one of the songs which they didn't do, because for whatever reason they didn't want it on this EP, or the new singer didn't like it, or whatever it was Shopping, which I think you're going to play later.
Yes.
So he said to me, can you sort of rework it and like change some of the lyrics, which may be a bit outdated, and we'll re-envision it, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm like, yeah, I've always loved Shopping. I think it's a great song. And while we were talking about this, we started talking about the old music we released, and like the gigs that we played together and all that sort of stuff. So he goes, well, while we're doing this, why don't we go back and find the 7 songs which we did together over a period of like 2 years in the late 90s, and see what we can do with them as well. So that's what we did. And the Don't Argue EP was the first thing which we put out as the FODs. And so there was the 2 of us, and we used on that EP 4 different singers. And so that's how we sort of developed into this collective. And so the 4 different singers, like we sort of found, because for the first one we didn't have anyone, so we just the first person who said yes, we went, well, let's try it, let's see how it goes. And it went quite well. So he did a couple more, and there's a few other people who got involved, and as that album, all those songs off that album got a bit more momentum, it started to get easier to entice singers to actually come and do it for us. Right. So this is how we ended up with Joe Boo. Because as you can hear from his vocal performance in the Ineffectuals, he can actually sing. He's a real talent.
Yes.
And he liked what we did in the Don't Argue EP, and we've chatted occasionally on other shows, and you know, in a couple of Discord channels, and like I've downloaded his songs and he's listened to ours. So I blindly sent a text to him, you know, a Facebook Messenger or whatever, and said, "Look, do you fancy having a go? We've got a new song lined up." And he's like, "Yeah, give me a couple of weeks and then I'll be in. Just send me all the stuff over, and when I've got time, I'll have a look." So we sent him all the stuff over, and literally within 2 weeks, he'd sent back, you know, vocals for it. And
Oh, wow.
Wow, this is like, he's so much better than we are. And we're like, me and Al were like, okay, we've got to like really sort of think about what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
And we're going, right, the lyrics needs changing, and like it needs bumping up, and like, so we scrabbled around for a couple of weeks and sent him back something. And he's like, "Guys, this is brilliant. Like, this is coming together really well." And he sent it back, and we were like, "Wow, his vocals are even better on this version."
Oh, that's great.
So we did all this, and all these things which we are doing are all remote. So Joe was in Florida, I'm in Jersey City, and Paul's in Manchester in the UK. You know, all these files and things are flying back and forth. And so eventually we got to a place where our music was getting close to what Joe was putting out, and you know, his vocals are outstanding. He's done loads and loads of good stuff. Like, he's constantly I think that's all he does is collaborate. He's got like a couple of bands that he's getting a bit more serious with.
Okay.
But like, he's a collaborator, and he's been on loads of people's and songs, and yeah, people should check him out because he's outrageous.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like something that comes up a lot on the show is, COVID and how COVID changed so much. And I feel like obviously it was terrible, but we got to find those silver linings where we can. And I think one of those few silver linings of the pandemic was it kind of forced people to think a little bit outside the box in terms of, the technology already existed, to share files back and forth and to collaborate via the internet. But I think what the pandemic did, it kind of forced a lot of people to really embrace it more. And so you see a lot more of these kinds of projects now where, people aren't even, in this case, not even necessarily on the same continent, right? But you can collaborate that way, and you can send files back and forth, and people are more comfortable with it now. And I mean, and the FODs probably, without the internet, I think it's safe to say the FODs would not exist as a project, right? Because,
100%.
You wouldn't be able to connect all of this. So,
So if you look at it like it used to be, like, you used to have to get 4 or 5 people into a tiny little room, and that's how people used to make music. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd love to do that again.
Sure.
Get in a studio or because we don't really see the end product. Like, I send my bit off, and I'm involved in the producing and all that sort of stuff, and then it goes to the mixer.
Yeah.
And he does his stuff. And then it comes back to me, and I go, I don't really know what more to add to that. It's outstanding.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I can give him little tidbits and say, oh, at 1 minute 23, can you do this instead of this? And he goes, yeah. And it takes like seconds, and he's done. I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And so the technology is so good these days.
Yes.
He has a real job. He's not a real. He is a real mixer because he's incredible at it.
Yeah.
But he also has a day job, and this is his side hobby.
Oh, okay.
And and he's outstanding. And some of the stuff that we've got coming out. So these 2 songs, The Ineffectuals and Shopping, came out in January, and we've had, I think, 8 other songs in weird stages of pre-production and sitting with another band or a singer or sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's one song that we've been waiting on a singer to do it for 6 months, and eventually we just had to say to him, look, it's been far too long. we need to find someone else.
Yeah.
Because and we found someone else, and they did it in 2 weeks. So this is one of the pitfalls about doing it this way, because someone with the best intentions will go, yeah, it's a great song, I think it'll really fit my voice and my tone, and I'll get around to it. I've got a couple of things to do, and then in 3 weeks I'll be there, I'll be on it. So in a month later I'll text him back and go, like, how's it going? Oh, I've not quite got around to it yet. You know, give me a couple of weeks and I'll. So this sort of back and forth goes on and it gets quite awkward, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
And,
no doubt.
and eventually I had to say to him, look, I know you really want to do this, but like you've had it for 6 months and if we want to try and get an album out in January or February or March or sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're going to get me anything to put on it. So
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And then we gave it to someone else who turned it around in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
so
that's good.
As much as you want a particular person, you think, right, this song I think will, and you find a person who, you know, I've trawled through all sorts of radio stations and streaming platforms just to find like someone who's got a sound which we think will be great for this particular song.
Yeah.
And we've also done it right. Just have it and give it a go and see what it comes up with. There was a song on Don't Argue EP, which was never really meant to be, like, it turned out to be a bit of a shoegaze indie song.
Yeah.
And it was never meant to be like that. But the guy who we gave it to just gave it that vibe.
Yeah.
And it came back and we were like, whoa, we weren't expecting this, but it's different, but great, you know? So one of the things that we really want to do is have the singers put their mark on our songs as well. Because there's no point me sending something off and saying, right, I mean, this probably won't happen, but like, we've got a song that sounds like Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Make this sound like Joey Tempest, right?
Right.
That's pointless. So we want them to put their own stamp. And we've got, obviously, Aura is a female. So we're looking to get female singers into it as well, which opens up a whole new sort of sound for us.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're not stuck with just like guys singing it. Like we've got two on the album that's coming out. Like we're going to release them. We weren't going to even release this, but one of the songs came out sounding so good that we're right middle of October. We're going to release it and see what people think. And it's nothing. It's not. I don't think it's even a rock song. It's sort of a blues ballady type thing.
Oh, nice.
You know, may fit on a James Bond theme. So we'll see. But like, we love it. So
yeah,
we'll see what people think.
That must be exciting for you though, because as you're coming up with these ideas for these songs and you're putting lyrics together and so forth, that, you know, it sounds like it's kind of an adventure, because you don't know, once it leaves your hands, you don't know exactly what's going to happen to it. And obviously, you know, you've got to approve whatever happens to it. But with working with these different singers, you don't know until it happens what kind of a stamp they're going to put on it. And that just must be very exciting, I would think. You know, that
it's exciting, and it's also quite frightening as well, because like you say, you just don't know. So it's a huge step into the unknown.
Yeah.
So we're like, right. There's a song that I wrote, and I was listening to a bit more dancey type stuff, and I was like, I'd love us to put out something, because we don't tend to stick to one genre.
Yeah,
I'd love to put out something a little bit more dancey, like with a bit of a boogie feel, you know, sort of like that. And I wrote these lyrics. It's a song called Fuel, and hopefully it'll be out around Christmas or New Year.
Okay.
And I wrote it, and it's called Fuel. And I was thinking about, like, you know, maybe a bit hedonistic and, dancing at 5 o'clock in the morning and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the way it's turned out is like I don't even know what the term for it is, like sludge, like stoner metal.
Oh,
like
okay.
That.
Interesting.
So it's gone into a totally different, like, genre and spectrum. And I never thought it would be. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And when we actually gave it to the band who did it, they were like, "What are you expecting from this?" And I explained this to them.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Right, just leave it with me. I've got this."
Okay.
And he came back and he's done a vocal, and he's also done a guitar solo for it. And if someone had said to me, I wrote it, 18 months ago, and if someone said to me 18 months ago, you'll have this 5.5 minute long type thing, it goes on like that, And I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But, you know, so even writing the lyrics, you don't know where it's going to go. And you've always got something, you know, in your mind slightly.
Yeah.
But, you know, who knows?
Yeah. No, that's really cool. And so where should, well, actually a quick question. What does the name mean? Where does it, you probably get this question a lot, but what is a FOD?
Right. So if you listen to me, I've got a bit of an accent, right?
Yeah,
I'm from a place called Warrington in Cheshire, which is just outside of Manchester in the UK. And we all sort of grew up there. And Warrington is like one of these, it's like an old mill town. And they used to mill wire in the factories in Warrington.
Yeah.
And everyone, my accent is not too bad because, I say bad in a broad, that's the right word, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I went to university in London, and then I've been over, and I was down there for 10 years, and then I've been over in the States for another 10 years. So whatever accent I had sort of mellowed.
Sure.
But if you're from Warrington, you say things in a particular way.
Okay.
And our guitarist is from a place called Orford in Warrington.
Okay.
And if you say Orford in a Warrington accent, you say Orford.
Oh.
So, yeah. See where I'm going?
I do.
So we've dropped the or off. And so basically, if you said it right, we'd be the Orfords.
Gotcha.
But now we're just the Fods.
Gotcha.
So it's a shortened version of Orford, said in a Warrington accent.
That makes sense. Well, Rob, unfortunately, the time goes quickly, and I want to make sure we get this last single in, Shopping. But we'll have to have you back soon. It's definitely when the next single is ready. We'll have you back, and we'll book a longer block of time because I'd love to talk to you more. But
no, that sounds great. The new single, I'll drop it over to you as well.
Oh, wonderful!
Is very much enough, and it's out on I think October 17th.
Oh, okay.
Great. So I'll drop that over to you, and you can have a little preview for it and have a little listen and see what you think.
But awesome!
I would love to get on with you again. Whenever's good for you, to be honest.
Yeah, great. No, that'll give us an excuse to get you booked again quickly because I do want to have a longer conversation with you. But we're gonna spin this track Shopping, and this is with Ora Davis on vocals.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I found her when we first started looking for people, and I never thought she'd give us a shot either.
Yeah.
But people are generous with their time and generous with their talents, and we're grateful for all the people that we've worked with, and we hope they've had a good experience with it as well, because we've got something really good out of all this experience, and everyone that we speak to, it seems to, but people are nice and they not tell us the truth.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, Rob, we will let you go. We're going to spin this track, but thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have you back on soon for sure.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks very much.
All right. You got it, Rob. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That's Rob from the Fods. Let's give this a spin. I really love this too. I love their sound. Both of these songs are really good, but earlier we played the Ineffectuals. We're going to play this. This is Shopping by the Fods, and then after this, Jenny and I will be back for a quick minute before we run out of show. We'll tell you about what we're doing later today if you want to join us. But here it is, the Fods. The track is called Shopping.
She wears Kukai, and he's one of those baby boys. He'll burn pound notes as soon as buy her a brand new toy. You're just the same as all the rest. I see you buying that brand new dress. Something's going wrong, I know it shouldn't take this long. Want somebody get me out of here. Tonight, stop. What are we doing with ourselves? Just passing time. I believe our eyes can light up the sky. What are we doing with ourselves? Just passing time. Passing time. Passing I believe our eyes can light up the sky. What are we doing with ourselves? Just passing.
Oh, I love that. They have such a great sound. The Fods. That track is called "Shopping," and we're gonna have Rob back on as soon because he just I want to have a longer conversation with him. So interesting, but great project, The Fods. We are running out of show. We got a few minutes left. Jenny, you want to mention a couple things?
Absolutely. Well, if you want to join Matt and I later on today from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Great North Ale Works, Jesse Coffee is performing, and Matt and I are delighted that we're going to be able to be there to see him play. Come join us. And next weekend is the opening, or shall I say the viewing, of the Exquisite Corpse show, which was at the Mosaic Art Collective. The calling hours will be from 4 to 8 p.m. on October 11th. This show will be there from October 6th through November 2nd. Please go to the mosaicartcollective.com for more information. They got a lot going on, some artist talks and things like that. So definitely go check them out on the website. And if you want information more on me, go to jencoffey.com, JENNCOFFEY.com.
Oh, calling hours. It took me a second to get that.
Calling hours, yes. It's the Exquisite Corpse.
Yes, yes.
And when you're at their website, there is an open call coming up. So come submit your art.
Yes, yes. Very good. And let's see, if you want to keep up with everything I'm doing, mattconnerton.com is my website. All the content, in addition to this show, Matt Connarton Unleashed, which we have the honor and privilege of doing every Saturday morning here from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. There's also the podcast version of the show where we do some things that don't necessarily fit the format here. And we also have Tough Bumps. I believe Eric Pilcher and I are doing a brand new episode of Tough Bumps on Sunday, and always lots going on. So you can go to my website, mattconnerton.com. And if you would like to book a hypnotherapy session, you can do that too. And if you want to learn more about that, again, mattconnerton.com. You can contact me right through the website or on social media. And I'm easy to find, or you can always just Google me, because Connarton is not a particularly common name. So there is another Matt Connarton here in the state of New Hampshire, but he's my uncle. So, you know, it almost doesn't count. But on that note, thank you to everybody who joined us today, of course, in the first hour. If you missed it, live here on Saturday, if you were listening live, we had, first hour we had Mark Winters. Second hour we had Dennis and Troy from the Gray Curtain. And in the third hour we had the great Ryan Redwood, followed by Rob Critchley from the Fods. So if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And that's going to do it for us. We're out of here. We'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You are listening to WMNHLP 95.3 FM, broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
It's noontime in Manchester.
It's you, the music, and Stafford's World.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You never take advice. Someday you'll pay the price, I know.
many good versions of that, but that was the original and the best Marvin Gaye's original from 1964 of How Sweet It Is. Junior Walker came along and did it in 65, and James Taylor did it in the 1970s in his smooth, laid-back way. And Foreigner and Cold as Ice. Welcome to Stafford's World. I'm Mark Stafford. We're on a journey through the 60s, 70s and the 80s on Stafford's World. Now, it was 1963, and Dwayne Eddy must have thought that was it. His final top 30 hit of the 1960s was to be Boss Guitar, and then he waited, and he waited, and he waited. Nothing much happened until 1975, when he scored this out-of-the-blue hit in Britain with a comeback single.